was this one summer when I was about your age, maybe a little older. My friends and I lived in a house near a big forest. The forest was mysterious, full of tall trees and winding trails. We had all heard stories about hidden caves and treasure, so we made up our minds that we were going to find it. We gathered all our gear, backpacks, snacks, and a compass. We thought we were prepared for anything, but we soon realized that the forest wasn't as friendly as we had imagined. We set off into the forest, following the trail. The trees grew taller the deeper we went. The air was cool and everything was so quiet, too quiet. It was like the forest was watching us. We kept walking till we reached a clearing, and that's when we saw it. An ancient oak tree, much bigger than any tree we'd ever seen before. Its branches twisted high into the sky, and its roots sprawled out like giant fingers trying to touch the ground. We got closer. We had to see what was under it. We crawled under the tree's thick roots, our hands brushing against the damp earth, and that's when we found something unusual. A small wooden box, hidden beneath the roots. We were all hoping for gold coins or jewels, but when we opened it there was nothing like that. Inside the box was an old tattered map. The edges were frayed and the ink had started to fade. It looked like it had been there for centuries. The map had strange markings, like a path through the forest that led to a hidden place. We decided to follow it, even though we had no idea what we were looking for. We set off again, this time more excited than before. The map led us across streams, through thick brush, and over rocks. The deeper we went, the more the forest seemed to close in around us. It was though we were the only ones there, like the forest itself was holding its breath. Finally we reached a spot marked on the map, a place where the trees seemed to part in a circle. But when we looked around, all we saw was a huge pile of rocks. We were disappointed, thinking the map had been a dead end. Then something amazing happened. One of my friends, Tim, was so frustrated that he kicked a rock. But the rock didn't move, it shifted. It tumbled over, revealing a small opening beneath it. It was just big enough for us to crawl through. We squeezed through the opening, and inside was cool and damp. The air smelled like earth, and the only sound was the drip of water from the ceiling. But then we saw it there, in the middle of a cave was something glowing. We moved closer, and we realized it was a field of glowing crystals like nothing we had ever seen before. We didn't take the crystals. We knew it was something special, and we didn't want to ruin it. We just sat there for a while, taking it all in. It was a treasure in the way we imagined, but it was magical. It was the kind of thing you don't forget. We learned that sometimes the greatest treasures aren't made of gold,